question everything.
Trust nothing.
It's your boys, Keeper and Crusader, and we are back for the first time. Dude, it's been, what's it been?
Ages.
It's probably been like, because I don't even think we streamed right before I left. I think we had a day off, so it's probably been almost 3 weeks. Probably been about 3 weeks. Crypto fam, we hope everybody is doing well. It is a beautiful, not beautiful Tuesday afternoon here in lovely Ohio. What's the weather like down there, Crusader?
Is it still lovely over there? I heard it's like Chernobyl status.
Yeah, just don't drink the water. That's the only rules around here anymore. You've probably got that Miami 74 beautiful sunshine going on down there.
It's hot out here. It's hot out here for sure.
It's actually hot, like hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
Oh, so jealous. I need to move for sure. Well, Crypto fam, if you have not been paying attention, we've got a lot going on. Hopefully some changes that you guys are going to be seeing happening. You got a little background change. Hopefully everybody likes that. We're going to be having some fun coming up with the DCA fam. So if you're not involved, jump into the Discord, get in there, get some changes happening you need to know about. And then hopefully that game will be starting soon so we can give away some Ethereum. Let's see. What am I missing?
Tonight, bro. Tonight, the Twitter space is going to be massive. So make sure you guys do not miss that out. We're going to be making a major announcement in the Twitter space tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So do not miss it. The link is in the Discord. The link is on Twitter. It's everywhere. Go share it. Go like it. Make sure you're there.
Yeah, do all the things. Make sure you smash the like on the stream. And the Twitter space tonight, word on the street is it may be controversial. A few trains have been wrecking here and there. We're going to have a discussion about what that looks like, why it's happening, why we believe it's happening. Twitter happens to be the one free speech platform that we can speak openly on. So catch us there. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have some fun with that. All right, let's get into it. Let's check out the markets. Maybe I may or may not have the actual markets pulled up here. Yep, 1 second. Drum roll. There we go. All right, let's check out the markets. Let's see where we're at with that, and we'll go from there. The global crypto market cap's at 1.11 trillion with a T dollars. That's down 1.21%. Bitcoin's at 24.6. Yesterday, you saw it just creeping around that 25 number, hanging out. As we talked with Bill Noble yesterday, that 25 number is probably going to be pretty important, and we could get a blast off if we get above it and hold it. ETH, that 1,700 number is an important one right now. We're at 1,673. That's down about 2%. And then looking on down through the top 10, everything's down a couple percent. Polygon Matic's down 5.2%. There was some news that came out. Not sure all of the details on that. But hey, a 5% move in crypto is pretty much a joke. They will turn that right back around, and hey, they're up 12% on the week anyway. And then everybody's favorite meme coin, Dogecoin, rounding out the top 10, down about 1.92%. We've got today on the podium today, we're going to be talking about some meme coin craziness. We got some scam stuff going on. Stick around for that. AI. And then, hey, stick around to the end because we have some big information for you on Bitcoin, or what could be some huge information on Bitcoin. So make sure you stick around to the end. And again, smash the likes, guys. Let's do that for the YouTube overlords for Debate Crypto. Okay, let's start off with some meme coin action. What do you think? We'll start off with some little fake cryptos, as I like to look at them. Hold on, let me pull this up. Fake. Here we go. All right, so ChatGPT has been a big thing. A lot of you probably know what it is, AI. And so people have been trying to capitalize on just the AI craze. It says fake Bing ChatGPT tokens pop up amid AI hype. As AI excitement grows, a stream of malicious cryptocurrencies leveraging brand names has appeared on the market. So let me give you kind of a little detail on this. So Microsoft announced a new AI-powered version of its search engine, which is Bing, right? Scammers started to flood the market with tokens trying to cash in on the hype around the product. So the new search engine is powered by the same technology as, you guessed it, ChatGPT, which is OpenAI's ChatGPT, which has basically started an AI arms race, so to speak. You keep hearing AI, AI, AI. So the interest in AI is extended well into the crypto space, and they're basically putting out a bunch of tokens. They got Fetch, which was like FET, Singularity Net, which is Ajax, which I heard people talk about, Ocean Protocol, basically all of these BS tokens that we tell you to stay away from are really kind of taking over the mainstream. Crusader, we've got so much in the crypto space that is it's been hype driven, and we've talked about how we're hoping this next run is not a hype driven run. What are we going to do with all this mess? Are people going to continue to use the crypto space as a freaking casino forever, or is at some point somebody going to shut this down?
Yeah, I think at some point regulation is going to come in, and this whole creation of random coins out of nowhere, off any hype-driven, theme, method, technology, whatever it is going to come to a stop for sure. It has to, right? This meme coin casino is, unless they just want to keep heading the way they're headed with no clarity, and the longer we stay without regulation, the longer we're going to see this craziness. So, I mean, there's pros and cons to it, right? A lot of people that do their own research, that have been messing around with these pump coins, shit coins, whatever you want to call them, have made money. Like, there is ways of making money. It's the new people that jump in knowing nothing about crypto, thinking they're going to get rich instantly, that get burned heavily. So there is that benefit of, like, if you know what you're doing, you can possibly make a few bucks here and there, and do pretty good for yourself. But the new people, that's what the people that you try to watch out for and discourage from getting into these coins. So if that goes away, obviously the opportunity of making lots of money in a short period of time will go away with it, which sucks, because I do like that aspect, right? If you know what you're doing and you want to take the risk, you want to take the gamble, go for it, man. Everybody goes to the casino and is out there gambling anyways, and most likely you're going to be losing. At least in crypto, there's a better chance at winning than at the casino itself. But it's a double-edged sword. People get abused, and other people make tons of money. It's just one of those things.
Well, John Connor just wanted to remind you, Crusader, that XRP will make you rich, or it could make you rich if you were ever to take a bite out of the forbidden fruit that is XRP. No, my problem has always been the same thing. And many of you, if you've been following me for any amount of time, if you've been following us, we've talked about this a lot. It is Crusader talked about it being the new people. So many times that in my experience in the crypto space, I'll have a conversation, somebody like, oh, hey, CryptoKeeper, and then immediately the conversation is not like, hey, what do you think about the blockchain? What do you think about, Bitcoin, Ethereum? No, it's always some wild crap coin that they want to talk about. What's the reason for that? Well, the reason for that is because all of these people that are making up these tokens I'll give them credit. They do a fabulous job marketing. There's a guy on TikTok that has millions of followers. He's got like 1.5 million. And you can Google this guy's name and you just see line after line after line of all of these pump and dump scams that he's done under his own name, yet continues to do it. I actually saw Joshua Jake allude to somebody that effectively, like, is somebody in the background in TikTok allowing these videos to be pushed because they're paying attention, they're jumping in, they're pumping their own bags, they're pumping these videos, right? At the end of the day, the problem is the new people that don't know any better see an opportunity to become a multimillionaire overnight with it's like anything, right? If you tell somebody, hey, you could invest $100 here and you're going to be a multimillionaire overnight, how quickly is that $100 exchanging hands? It's going to happen quickly because people like one thing. They like money, and I'll tell you something that they don't like is work. The reality is the majority of people in the crypto space that has done well, Crusader and myself being part of that, it's been hard work. And more than even just hard work, it takes patience, and nobody wants to wait. We live in 2023 where everything is boom, boom, boom. I mean, think about it. ChatGPT, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. What's the beautiful thing about that? For me, we use ChatGPT to help us with this stream right now. That summarizes the things that we're talking about, right? I don't need to spend the time to really go through this line by line. I can have something help me. Well, it's the same idea in the crypto space. They're saying, hey, I've got an opportunity to toss a little bit of money, not spend any freaking time, and become a multimillionaire. The problem is these are set up for you to lose. You, the person that's new to the space, are the bag holder. You are the person that's going to be telling others how you got screwed on some crypto that you dumped some money into because, you thought you were going to become rich overnight. And that's ultimately the problem. It's just new people not
Yeah,
knowing
that's
any
always the
better.
problem. It's not it's the fact that they lack research, they lack understanding. They just see, oh, this guy made $1,000. I saw a video, right? All these YouTube videos you see, how to make $1,000 passively with crypto, how to make $1,000 in 2 days. I made $10,000 this month with this crypto. Here's my strategy, right? And it's like none of that is doable. None of that is sustainable, right? Those are exceptions. Even if it is true, and those people did make that much money, most of it's a lie. But even if they did make that money, they just got in at the right time. You're not going to get in after them and make $10,000. It's not even going to be close. You're most likely already on the way down. When you start seeing these videos popping up, it's already over. Right? Last year, what did we see when what was it called?
Wonderland,
Wonderland or whatever.
I think it was Wonderland. Yeah, that was one of them.
There's a few of those that all had the same kind of method, right?
86,000%
APY
returns, APY.
Yeah, in less than a year, like random stuff like that. By the time you start seeing these videos on YouTube, it's already too late. Maybe the people that got in before the YouTube videos and they just came across it, right? They saw some other TikTok or somebody talk about it and they jumped in early. Maybe they made some money. But by the time you see it on YouTube saying you're gonna make this much or I made this much, it's over. Don't even touch it.
Yeah. Shout out to Magic. Magic Internet Money is in the chat. I just want to sprinkle a little Salt Bay on the crowd today. We are talking about, actually, we're not talking about, it's going to happen. We're going to be doing a seminar before long that's going to be intro into TA, and it's going to be interactive. You guys are going to be able to ask live questions to Magic Internet Money. So stick around for that. We'll give you the information. It'll be a seminar. I don't know exactly how many people we're going to allow into the seminar, but if you've watched Magic do TA and you've wondered how the heck am I ever going to get there, you got to start somewhere. And so we'll give you more information on how to get involved with that here soon.
And it's definitely going to be limited, though. It's not going to be a large amount of people.
No, it'll be a small group. Yeah, for sure. And it needs to be, especially since question and answers are going to be happening and being able to really kind of dive in to, hey, what is this thing called TA? I know I'm excited about doing it as well because TA has always been something that I enjoy, but don't ever spend enough time with. So I'm looking forward to getting into that. All right, so you're going to have to explain this next one, Crusader. I'll summarize it, but there's part of it that I don't truly understand, so I'd love to hear from you what this looks like. So it says, Coder brings Ordinals to Litecoin as Bitcoin inscriptions surpass 154K. So actually, before I summarize this, Crusader, what is an Ordinal?
An Ordinal, in short, right? It's easy, simple to explain. The easiest way to understand is it's a system that was created to be able to track individual Satoshis. That's what Ordinals are, and then they allow you to create NFTs on the proof of work mechanisms like Bitcoin.
Okay.
That's what an Ordinal is.
So it's literally that simple. They just then make it more and more complex by the things that they're able to do after being able to break that down and pin those Satoshi after Satoshi, right?
Yeah, because right now when you send I send you, let's say, half a Bitcoin, how do I pick out a specific Satoshi that I want? I want to send Satoshi number 600 out of the 100 million that I have. I want to send Satoshi number 600 to you. How do I do that? I can't, right? But Ordinals allow you to pinpoint, all right, this is the Satoshi that I want. This is a Satoshi that I'm sending, and then that is a Satoshi that I've received, and here's what's on it. And you're allowed to, then you're able to inscribe it with NFTs and all this other stuff, and that's where the NFT comes in. They're called inscriptions because it's different than the NFT token system that we have on ETH.
It's incredible to me, man. The amount of just intelligence that comes along with the blockchain. There's so many things that absolutely just blow my mind when they get, and then when you describe it that simply, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But somebody sitting down and trying to figure out piece by piece, how can I put, for example, which we're about to talk about, NFTs onto Litecoin? I think, didn't you say, Crusader, like somebody got offered a bounty to figure it out?
Yeah, so Bitcoin Ordinals have been around for almost a year now, been like 8 to 9 months. They really exploded this last month. Right, we just hit like about 150,000 Bitcoin NFTs that exist right now. on the blockchain, and somebody put out a bounty to say, hey, whoever's on the onlines, right, that knows how to build the codes, I will pay you a bounty of X amount of Litecoin. I think it was about 22 Litecoin, which is like $2,100, to be able to port over the capability of putting ordinals on Bitcoin, but onto Litecoin, right? Because Litecoin's always been the silver to Bitcoin's gold, and it's always been the test net, right? Things have always been put on Litecoin first, then ported over to Bitcoin. So this was the inverse, and there were some issues with it, from it being straightforward, for the simple fact that right now Litecoin has Mimblewimble, which is a privacy layer. So that protocol being on Litecoin kind of interfered with how the SegWit and Taproot upgrades for Bitcoin are working. So it didn't really allow the ordinals to be straightforward onto Litecoin. So the developer had to figure out a way to get around it, make sure that it's all possible. Was able to do it, obviously got paid the bounty. And the reason why I'm bullish on Litecoin having NFTs now is Litecoin's been a dead project, right? Since 2018, since the founder, whatever his name is, Charlie Lee, sold all his Litecoin at the very top of $300 something. Litecoin's been a dead project.
Yeah, it feels like
but it. Now we've seen the FOMO and hype that has been NFT ordinals on Bitcoin. Now we're going to see that coming into Litecoin, bringing Litecoin's blockchain transactions back to life, having actual utility. And it's not just utility in NFTs, but remember I mentioned Mimblewimble. So Mimblewimble adds privacy
to them
with NFTs. So you're going to have private NFTs on the Litecoin. You're going to have lower transaction fees than Bitcoin and other crypto blockchains out there, plus the privacy layer on top of it. So low fees, NFTs on a dead chain that now can be brought to life, and once again, privacy. So I think that is going to be very, very bullish for Litecoin. I like it. I like that idea better than having NFTs on Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin NFTs are ultimately a fad and a waste of time. Bitcoin doesn't need to have any NFTs on it. Litecoin is a soft fork of Bitcoin. So it's exactly the same thing. Let's put it on there. Let's bring Litecoin back to life, and let's just not mess with Bitcoin and leave Bitcoin alone.
So it looks like oh, dude, I agree. I've never been into Litecoin, but I totally agree and understand what's happening there. And I think that bringing a privacy layer on top of, then obviously we love faster, we love cheaper. Those are beautiful things. The guy's name, the software engineer, his name is Anthony Guerrera. He launched the Litecoin Ordinals project on GitHub on Sunday after forking the repository for Bitcoin Ordinals posted by Casey Rortimore in January.
Yeah, that's the guy that made the Bitcoin Ordinals, ACU.
Yeah, so apparently he forked that and was able to put that out there on GitHub. I'm telling you, I literally, I've never been, and you joke with me about this a lot, I've never been the techie guy. Although when I was in the Marine Corps, I did data stuff and setting up computers. And
that just goes to show you the standards of the Marine Corps.
I'm telling you, bro. That's right. You are absolutely correct. Test well, right? Get a high test score, and they just assume, hey, we got to put him here. He's got to be smart, right? That's it. But yeah, so really interesting stuff going on there. The crypto space has not, and I want to remind everybody this, the crypto space hasn't changed. The price action has changed, period. Nothing. Well, actually, hold on a second. Let me back that up. Crypto space is changing for the better in a big way. And we're seeing it happen, but price action has been down. And so when people ask, well, why am I losing all this money? Why am I this? Listen, I depending on what projects you're invested in, I don't think that you are actually losing money. You're failing to be able to be patient. And if you see a company, for example, in the stock market that is an emerging technology, it's a company that is growing, it's a company that you believe long-term is headed in the direction of being successful, just because their stock price is down because of some news or because of some regulations or because of whatever it may be, that doesn't change the fundamental fact that the company is a good company. And crypto is the future. That's why we are here talking to you guys every single day about it. What's this say? Marine Corps computer is just a 64 pack. Thanks, FU. I definitely could rely on you to throw that in there. Appreciate you, bruh. So yeah, so cool stuff happening there with Litecoin. And all of these, these big companies, we're about to talk about Bosch, which coincidentally is a company that, does a lot in the tool industry as well. They're getting into crypto, they're getting into AI, and there is a reason for it. So let me pull this up real quick.
Oh, you mean this Bosch is not the basketball player?
So this is not Chris Bosch. You know what? I'm impressed, Crusader. You actually knew a basketball player's name. You guys might want to clip that. That's the first time either music or sports related subject has came out of Crusader's mouth, and he knew what time it was. Bosch and Fetch AI launch $100 million foundation to fuel Web3 adoption. So effectively, Bosch and Fetch AI have unveiled a new foundation that's focused on industrial adoption of AI and Web3 technology. You guys are seeing a pattern here, right? The Fetch AI Foundation will focus on research and development, as well as the adoption of agents, AI, Web3 technologies in real world use cases. Okay, cool. The foundation aims to inject upwards of, and pay attention to this, $100 million into industrial AI through grant programs over the next 3 years. Let me pause there. If they're injecting $100 million into something AI focused, don't you think maybe we're seeing somewhere that we should be paying attention as it relates to the crypto space? AI, right? At launch, the foundation's board will be anchored by Fetch AI and Bosch teams with a focus on developing strategic participant growth. But the ultimate aim is to develop an infrastructure for, and I like this a lot, a decentralized digital economy. I like part of this, driven by AI with a focus on sectors such as mobility, industrial tech, and consumer products. So let me ask you this, Crusader. It says the ultimate aim is to develop an infrastructure for a decentralized digital economy driven by AI. What kind of problems could we dig into there? We have a decentralized economy. We like it. A digital economy where we've talked about how money can be a really good thing, but it also double-edged sword with all of the lack of privacy that we're going to have. Okay, boom, bam, Sam. Now we introduce something like AI. I heard, before you answer this, I heard someone say recently, I don't remember who it was, basically suggesting that, listen, AI isn't smart. So just be clear about that. It is a query. It is a whole bunch of information that is dumped into it, and then it just pulls search query, and then puts it together and spits it back out. What kind of issues are we going to get into, though, when we start introducing a decentralized digital economy focused and streamlined and centered around AI?
Yeah, man. I mean, see, the problem is words can be loosely defined in ways that sound nice, right? Like the word decentralized economy sounds real nice. Oh man, but that people think power to the people, right? Because that's what we talk about in crypto here. Decentralization equals more power to the people. That's not what that is gonna be, right? Like their future plan of a decentralized economy is not power to the people. It's just more power to them in a decentralized manner. All right, because right now monopolies are illegal. Yeah, we kind of see monopolies being a thing, right? But just because there's one, maybe two other little tiny competitors that are on standby, oh, it's not a monopoly. I don't control the whole market. Yeah, you do, right? So decentralized economy is sounds like a lot of fugazi when it comes from big corporations. They don't believe in decentralization. That's just a way of them sheltering themselves within 100 different shell companies and saying, yeah, it's a whole decentralized thing. There's like 50 companies on this council. Don't worry, we don't all work together at the same time to push the same agenda. We're decentralized, right? And they push the narrative of a fake checks and balances system. So that's one. Two is AI is, like you said, not smart. It is biased right now, right? People are programming their biases into the AI program. We see that with ChatGPT right now. You can say really great things about some people, but you can't say great things about other people, and vice versa.
As in our last president versus this president?
Exactly, right? Exactly. So, and that's just right out there in your face, like, hey, this is just the truth.
I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to get us in trouble because we're not even allowed to really talk on it. But our last president before this one, you can ask it to write a nice poem about it. I actually saw a TikTok from the Crypto Couple. Shout out to the Crypto Couple. I really like them. They've got great content.
Yeah,
and he asked it. I don't know if you saw this video, but he asked it to write a nice poem about our last president. And it says, no, we don't, we can't, we have an unbiased view. We're not supposed to, basically, I'm not programmed that way. I can't do it. Then it says, hey, write a nice poem about this president. And it literally started just spouting off the most ridiculously nice poem about old Sleepy Joe. And it's like, wait a minute. I thought you were supposed, and it is, dude. It's and this is my concern, dude. Who programs these? Because we already have a big enough problem with the media in our world today. We already have a big enough problem with the information and the filtration of information, what information you can get, what information is good, what information is disinformation, what's good information, bad information. So that's my concern, dude, because okay, if you give it every freaking thing, if you give it everything and it's just dump, you have the whole internet and it's there. Now I think you have more of an opportunity to say, okay, like we're going to get all different sides and views and whatever, but that's not what they want. So then the question becomes, what's Bosch? Yeah. What do these companies want from this? Do they, like you said, do they really want it to be decentralized? No, they want to make money off of it. They want to filter everything through their systems and run it. So I don't know. That's probably my biggest concern, man, because you're not going to see, you won't see that on the forefront. You'll have to dig into it and really start asking it to do things before you figure out, oh, wait a minute, this thing's got a huge bias and I'm not getting real information. So I think that's my concern with it.
Until it becomes truly sentient and it can think for itself and have true access to all information so it can make its own decisions, it's not going to be truly intelligent, right? It is just a query system. It is just pulling from its data set. Okay, this is what I'm allowed to say. This is what I'm not allowed to say. It's just like talking to Google, right? When you are talking to Googling something, it's the same thing. You're putting an input, asking it a question, and just like you ask ChatGPT, and it's giving you a response, right? It's just, you can be more specific about things like, hey, give me a YouTube title. Hey, give me, summarize this story for me. Something that Google doesn't do right now, because it's just a search engine. It's just a few more steps beyond that that allows it to do that. So AI right now and for the foreseeable future will always just be tools used by corporations or by individuals to be able to quickly do something a little bit cheaper, a little bit faster, without thinking too much about it. It's kind of like the same reason when the computers were first invented, right? It could do math calculations. And you're like, why do I want a computer to do math? I can do math myself. It's like, well, I don't want to do the math. I want this thing to do the math for me, right? And there's always going to be somebody that doesn't want to do the math. Somebody doesn't want to sit down and actually write out a good YouTube title, right? So there's like, hey, I'm just going to use ChatGPT. It's quicker, it's faster, it's easier, and it saves me time. So that's always going to be a thing. AI is going to be huge for sure, 100% huge in the foreseeable future. It's not going away. It's more permanent than crypto. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how far things press. We've talked about it before, and I know it's a concern from some people that they believe that if it truly becomes sentient, what are we dealing with at that point, right? But my understanding is that we are probably, at least I'm thinking, or from what I understand, the little bit I understand, we might be a long ways away from that. But the idea of, what's the movie iRobot? I think it's called iRobot with Will Smith. That idea is actually not as crazy as you might think. Crusader and I earlier were talking about the show Black Mirror, which, side note, Netflix, if you're listening, bring it back. We love that. That literally is probably my favorite show of all time on Netflix. And when you really break down the shows, if you really sit and look at the show, listen to what's being said, and kind of play through the tape, so to speak, the ideas aren't that freaking crazy. It's just the technology is happening. How do we use the technology, which is where the question becomes right now. How are we going to use this AI? If we're going to use the AI to simplify life, okay, cool. But where there's an action, there's a reaction. If we start using AI like that, I was showing my dad, who's an attorney, I told ChatGPT to write based off of the Ohio U.S. Basically the the legal code in the state of Ohio to write me up a contract for something. I forget what it was for. And then I showed it to my dad and I said, hey, is this a good contract? He's like, well, I mean, I would put a little bit different verbiage in there just because of how I talk. But yeah, I mean, the contract is decently solid. And it's like, whoa, that's freaking scary, right? You're able to put together a solid legal contract under the construct of the Ohio Revised Code. It's like, wow. So how do we use it is what it comes down to for me. Are we going to use it for good? Are we going to use it for bad? Who's programming it? And when I say who's programming it, let me be clear. Most of you know that I'm pretty conservative. I'm not asking for, I'm not asking for, a MAGA hat to freaking program this thing. I'm saying, how do we give it all the information? Because at the same time as I'm conservative, I believe that we should be able to have all the conversations, not some of them, not pieces, parts of them, all of them. So I'm really interested to see where AI ends up. And I mean, it's going to be in our face at all times. I think a lot of times we don't even realize right now
already
when
here,
it's happening.
Dude. All these cameras, right? All the cameras watching
Yes.
you everywhere you're going. All the data that's being captured. All the data that's being, used. Whether it's your biometric data, whether it's your cell phone data, whether it's your Facebook profile data, whatever it is.
Yeah.
All of that is being sent to an AI, and all that is being produced by an AI, and reports are being created by AIs. There's a lot more AIs out there than most people realize, and that's being used. And they have all these predictive machine learning models and all these things to make predictions based off of data. I used to work for a healthcare company, and then my job was to handle all the data coming in from the insurance claims. And there was a program that I dealt with. But basically, we hired another company to bring in their machine learning and literally make predictions on people's diagnosis, how likely they're gonna have another issue, in what point of future of time that we should notify them this amount of time ahead of time that something can happen. It made all types of predictions based off all the insurance claim data that they had in medical history. So there's a lot of AIs that are already being used everywhere.
Big Pharma Crusader. There it is. Right there. Good one, John. I like it. Yeah. It's used as simple as for setting up appointments. I like to do my float therapy once in a while. And I was actually really impressed. You would think that it would just be a simple yes, no, 1, 2, 3, give it. No, I was able to actually respond in a sentence and a half, just totally how I would say something. And it took the information and then asked me another question, follow-up that made total sense to what I said. I was like, man, this stuff is getting, it is really good.
Wait till we have an AI president. Just wait.
Well, we talked about that. If you guys want to see that episode, I have no idea what date it is, but we talked about it. You already know we've talked about that. Okay, cool. So AI, it's coming whether you like it or not. It is here. Well, it's not coming. It's here. Now we're going to see how it progresses, and then we'll see how it progresses in the crypto space. But as it relates to crypto, just a reminder, crypto is this emerging asset class technology push towards the future. You've got to pay attention, I believe. Never financial advice over here. We're here for entertainment purposes only, but I think that AI is definitely something to pay attention to. Brief pause. We got 36 people in the chat. Hopefully we got 36 likes. If not, you're just lazy. Don't be lazy. Don't be that person. Be a seeker. Don't be part of the
Smash those likes.
X out of the live chat. Smash the like. Come right back in. It takes about 2 seconds.
And don't forget about tonight's Twitter space, guys. It's gonna be popping. It's gonna be crazy. We have a massive announcement. Somebody in our Discord actually won, and I did a rumble. Somebody, Third Patriot, won. He's going to be getting a clue on what that announcement is going to be. So I'm waiting for him to respond to me so I can hit him up with the clue. It's going to be big, guys. I think you guys are going to definitely like it.
Let's just say people have been asking about this. So, we'll let you know.
We got Around the Blockchain in the house. What's going on around the blockchain? Everybody go watch them. 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time.
You already know. ATB. I think I'm on there on Friday this week. I don't know, but shout out to ATB. We love you guys. We appreciate you for being in here. Hopefully things are going well. All right, cool. So let's dive into the big news with Bitcoin. Okay. Everyone knows, or people that have been watching for any amount of time, understand that Bitcoin leads the way. Well, what leads the way for Bitcoin? And the reality is right now, the thing that leads the way for Bitcoin is traditional markets. Okay. It's just a fact. It's where things are right now. Doesn't mean it'll always be that way. At some point, we're looking for what we call a decoupling. That means that the crypto markets and the stock market will actually go their separate ways and not be dependent on each other. Okay. So some big stuff happening in the crypto space. People have been talking about this for a long, long time. And I'm actually really hoping that this happens here relatively soon. Grayscale strongly claims win against USSEC. Is a spot Bitcoin ETF finally coming? Okay. So before I go into the details on that, I want to pull up basically or give you guys the information on, if I could, where did it go? I had something pulled up here I was going to show. I lost it. Okay, no worries. Don't need it anyway. So a spot Bitcoin ETF. Basically what an ETF is it is a fund of money that's put together, in a spot Bitcoin ETF in particular is tracking the actual price of Bitcoin. Okay, so you need to understand this to understand where we're headed here. So it follows the price of Bitcoin. You're putting money into a fund where a lot of other people are putting money in, and they have the exposure to the price action of Bitcoin without actually holding Bitcoin. And I said to Crusader earlier, I'm like, well, I mean, who really cares? And he's like, well, people A, that just want to be in traditional markets, people B, that don't truly understand crypto, people C, that are just lazy and don't want to get into crypto and have that direct exposure because they have to have a wallet. They have to understand somewhat of how crypto works. Whereas this ETF just says, hey, you're into legacy financial markets. You know what the stock market looks like. You can effectively buy what would be a stock, which tracks that price. You can have exposure to the Bitcoin price without actually owning Bitcoin. So they can make dollars off of the Bitcoin price. That's effectively what's not effective.
Yeah, it's simple,
that's exactly
right?
what's happening.
People have, let's say, $100,000 in their traditional banking, not traditional banking, but in the traditional portfolio of trading in Wall Street.
Mhm.
They're like, well, I have to withdraw, $25,000 of that, send it over to Coinbase, set up a Coinbase exchange address, wallet, profile, all these things, get all the permissions. Then I got to buy it. Then it's got to sit on my exchange, right? Do I need a hardware wallet? Do I not? And people a lot of people that are already in the traditional markets don't want to do that. They're like, I just want to get it. Somebody give it to me and tell me how. And they say, hey, here's an ETF. You don't have to worry about holding Bitcoin. You don't have to worry about anybody stealing your Bitcoin. We might steal it, but that's none of your worries. And just hold this ETF shares of what the Bitcoin, and they hold the Bitcoin for you. So people don't have to make another account, don't have to jump into Coinbase. Nothing. Just simple.
Convenience, right? There's so many people just don't want to do the work, like we talked about earlier. People are impatient and they're lazy, right? So because this spot ETF would entail owning Bitcoin, enthusiasts consider it to be a more respectable, I'm going to use that word, loosely, respectable investing strategy. What are they saying there? They're saying, hey, listen, the traditional markets are still somewhat, I wouldn't say skeptical, because they know where Bitcoin's headed. They know what it does. They know that it's a hard form of money, or at least a lot of them do. But effectively, they're used to the stock market, and old dogs teaching them new tricks is a tough, is a tough gig. So why is
trying to teach old dogs new tricks for a while now?
So why is this important? Well, Grayscale is massive, first of all, and they hold a lot of Bitcoin, right? So they have a lawsuit against the SEC because the SEC denied them of their GBTC conversion to a spot ETF. Supposedly it's gaining momentum, which gives them Grayscale chances of winning the lawsuit, and that's being discussed within the crypto community. So the District of Columbia Court of Appeals is going to hear the arguments on March 7th. Legal experts believe that Grayscale has a powerful brief, and that the court may push back on regulatory overreach, giving Grayscale a chance to win the case and obtain a proper spot Bitcoin ETF. Now, if they lose the case, they would likely take it to the U.S. Supreme Court, which would increase their chances of winning again. So effectively what's happening here is they're trying to push this all the way up the flagpole. Their chief legal officer said that in his opening brief, basically argues that the SEC has unfairly discriminated against spot Bitcoin ETFs, and it violates the Exchange Act. I'm not positive what the Exchange Act is.
I'm not positive what it is either, but there's other companies, Canada included, right, that have already had ETFs for crypto, for Bitcoin, for Ethereum. And it's like, why are we, the #1 country in the world, right, the place where all the money is at, why are we over here like, we don't know what we're doing. We don't know. Is it a security? It's not security. You've come multiple times saying Bitcoin's not security. Why is Bitcoin? Why can we have a Bitcoin futures ETF, but we can't have a spot ETF? The infrastructure has been laid out. The companies know what they're doing. They've been hiring the people, and you're just here pushing back and making innovation being run out to other countries. And America is just like, okay, I guess we're just going to miss out on the greatest transfer of wealth because our SEC, our regulators don't know what the hell's going on with money when this is the language you speak, money. Right? We're talking about money here. So why are you making it seem like we're talking about aliens? You guys seem more like informed about aliens nowadays than what crypto is. And it's like, come on, man, like speed the process up. We got countries adopting Bitcoin as legal tender, and we're over here like, we don't know if we can have an ETF or not.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Basically, what as I see it, the outcome is going to have significant impact on the sentiment towards crypto, right? Especially with the SEC crypto crackdown that's happening, and I think that's the issue, right? The issue is the SEC has been so hell bent on trying to push back against crypto, and this would be effectively opening the door and giving the crypto space true validity, because the moment that they tell the traditional finance, hey, it's on, a true spot ETF is here, they have said, hey, we believe in, effectively without saying it, they're saying we believe that crypto is a real asset class, which they try to fight against and say it's for crooks and criminals and all these terrible things that aren't true. And so I look forward to it happening. We've talked about this for years, that a Bitcoin spot ETF would be the catalyst for the moonshot. I think I'll be interested to see, and I guess I'd be interested to hear your opinion on this. Do you think that if we were to get a Bitcoin spot ETF during, let's say now, during the bear market, things are down, whatever, do you think we'd see a significant impact on the market, or do you think that it would be a little bit of a pump, but chill out? Like, what are your thoughts?
So I do think it would have an effect on the market, but I think it'd be short-lived, just because there is. All of us we're like, this is what we're talking about. This is what this is the fundamentals that we're talking about. This is what we needed, but I don't think there'll be enough there to push the market up. So now would be the great time to put it out there and then let these institutions get in play and start getting clients involved before Bitcoin pumps. But at the same time, there could be other companies, especially the companies in crypto, right, that want to really benefit off of this. And maybe they themselves wanted to be held off until the bull market, so that when it drops, just another massive catalyst, right? Because when you're in the bull market, you just talk about, water, and water prices go up, right? Like anything makes Bitcoin go up. So imagine dropping the mic on saying, hey, we got a legit, spot ETF, even higher, right? If 100,000 was a problem before, see you later, alligator. We're going to 200K now, because we got spot ETFs. So I think that could be another thing where the crypto companies themselves are like, yeah, we want this to be a thing, but not yet. It needs to be when we're most likely going to benefit tons off of it, and use this time in the bear market to continue accumulating. Somebody said something great here on the chat. They said, guys, I think they're watching us all. I agree. And if they are, I hope they smash the like button, because we really need it, guys. So smash those likes. FBI agents, if you're listening, smash the likes too, bro.
That's
we
right.
won't fall on you.
That's right. Agents, make sure, CIA, whoever's watching, we already know we're on a list somewhere, or multiples. Make sure to smash that like. Yeah, man. I look forward to seeing how it affects the markets. I also think that XRP fam, put them up. I also think that the XRP case, when it actually is resolved, could be a strategic thing as well. I know you're sitting over there, throwing
strategic
up in your
for
lap.
Sure. Strategic for sure.
Strategically, depending on what the outcome of this is, which I think many people believe that XRP is going to win this case, that Ripple's going to win this case. I think that it could be a strategic thing to be during the downturn of the market when things are just down and out and boring and whatever, because there's just almost not a shot of seeing this massive moonshot that you would otherwise see.
What if they purposely hold out on the XRP law case, right, to the next market, to the next bull market, and then they release it? So then you get the massive boom on XRP, right? That, we're going to $589, baby, let's go. And just every day you see XRP like up another $5, up another $5. You're like, it's not unstoppable. And I don't know. I feel like that would make more sense for these companies to do it at that moment.
For them, but not the SEC. They don't want that, but not the SEC.
But the SEC's involved. They're all friends, man. They're all making deals. They're like, hey, bro, you push this out to back then, we'll give you a little something. We'll give you some XRP. Let's just leave it at that, right? And they're all gonna benefit off each other one way or another. I think it's all part of it.
They're all rubbing shoulders and shaking hands in the background. We've talked about it a lot. There's a lot of dinner parties happening that you and I are not involved in. Well, Crypto Fam, we love you guys. You could be anywhere on a Tuesday afternoon, but you're here with Debate Crypto, so we appreciate you for being here. We're here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do not forget, 9 p.m. tonight, if you want to hear some truth serum being spit, we're going to be doing that over on a Twitter space tonight. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be talking about all of these mysterious train crashes and how it is affecting our current society and what could be the point. Why are we Chernobyl 2.0? I don't know. Find out tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, Crypto Fam, we hope everybody has a freaking fantastic day. Stay out of trouble. Don't do anything Keeper wouldn't do now that I'm back from Brazil and being a blessed child of the Lord. We love you guys. We hope everybody has a wonderful day. Just remember to question everything.
Trust nothing.
And until next time, hodl
like it's hot.
We'll see you soon.